coffee. Smoking hot coffee. Smoking hot.
All right, everybody.
Smoking.
My name is Amul Patel. You're watching the Smoking Hot Coffee Show. I'm coming to you from Los Angeles. We cover internet startups, monetization, marketing, and design. I'm joined with...
Hey guys, I'm Jeff Pelton and I'm down here in San Diego. Today is Wednesday, April 3rd.
And
this
so
is Cup 42.
Yeah, and so you can reach Jeff at Comster, and you can reach me at Amul_Patel.
And you can also reach me via email if you want, jeff@jeffpelton.com.
All right, so Jeff, let's get right into it. So
Sure.
Today I'd like to cover Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been in the news for the last couple of years or so. For those that don't know, what exactly is Bitcoin? What do you think it is? I mean, I think I have an idea of what it is. Do you know what it is?
So I think the idea of Bitcoin is there's some sort of algorithm that people have to unlock these Bitcoins by churning this algorithm, and there's sort of a rate at which they're going to be able to unlock them, and so we have an idea of how many Bitcoin are out on the market. You can kind of see the transactions that are happening, and it happens online through some sort of transparency. But it's sort of a currency not controlled by any government or too many organizations. There might be some people kind of
okay. So
onto it.
I think that there you have it nailed right now. This is actually the first currency that theoretically is born from the internet. It's based on cryptography. It's basically the world's first open source cryptographic currency. It's been around for a couple of years, and so just recently it hit $1 billion in terms of the amount that's out there in terms of the
so it's
value.
getting a lot of headlines. Let's real quick rewind back. We don't really know much about the founding. Like, somebody published it on the internet anonymously.
Yeah.
So it's transparent in that sense, but I don't know if anyone's really keeping it organized or if there's like a head organization for it. But there are quite a few questions about it still. So there's a heavy skepticism, but this $1 billion is getting everyone's attention right now.
Yeah, it is getting everyone's attention. And initially, I remember reading about it in Wired as the preferred transactional currency for a site called the Silk Road, which allowed people from around the world to buy heroin, LSD, all kinds of other fun psychoactive drugs to have a good time with and to expand your mind.
Underground marketplace. Yeah, so preferred currency for that sort of thing. A lot of people are going to talk about the, trying to get off national currencies and what have you. Tell me, you were saying something about an affiliate thing with the mining of Bitcoin. Right?
So there's
you have to actually unlock these things,
right? So there's a whole suite of services, an ecosystem, and a market that's coming around this technology. Anytime you have something that obviously is related to money, related to some sort of currency, you're going to probably, especially if a lot of people start using it, there's going to be a whole ecosystem that's going to start growing up around us. Right now, it's still very geeky type stuff, but if it starts to grow in the mainstream, I could totally see a big bright spot, big growth area for startups to get into. One of the areas that's been growing in the Bitcoin economy or the Bitcoin ecosystem are computers that use GPUs, graphics processors to mine these Bitcoins. So on Amazon, you can search for like Bitcoin miners, and you've got these computers selling for $2,000 or $3,000, sometimes $20,000, $30,000, where it's basically just a box with a whole bunch of GPUs in there, doing these really intense DSP type processing to try to mine these Bitcoins on a supercomputer parallel type way. And so there are people selling these machines, and they're doing.
So let me stop you at something interesting that I heard on the internet. I think it was Adam Curry, the podfather, who may have infected me with this idea. Which so I'm aware of this like mining and practice. What are they mining? So that's you and I both are aware of how much computing power we're talking about throwing at this problem, right?
Right.
What is the problem?
Well, the problem is this apparently this algorithm is really intense, and to try to break it, it
So,
requires some
so
real horsepower.
yeah.
And,
So,
and this,
anyways, to just throw in a bit of like crackpot theory, though, is we don't know much about who founded or created this, right? They
right?
chose to be anonymous,
Yeah, they
and
did
we don't
show.
really know what these GPUs are going after.
Yeah,
So, there's some crazy theory that is that these CPUs or GPUs could be all trying to solve some problem they don't know they're trying to solve.
yeah, it could be.
Like perhaps like a rainbow table,
It,
like something that you could use to like crack passwords faster with, some pre-computed hash tables.
you know, you're
So,
you're
anyways, it was something I had never thought of until it was mentioned to me, and I just wanted to share that with our audience
You
because
know
that
what? And this let's
struck
show
me
the
like,
lovely
wow, that's a
hacker.
great idea.
Let's show the lovely hackers paradise graphic, because I think this is a wonderful conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
You know,
because besides it being a huge currency economy, don't you think the offset of this is like a lot
yeah,
of
yeah,
burnt GPU cycles that
yeah.
are just like, what's the use of them? They're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
being like
Honestly, nobody really
burned
knows
down
what
the drain.
what the true reason for this algorithm really is. Supposedly, it's just supposed to be makes normal computers makes it really hard for them to crack it, and because of that, because of the difficulty of it, it creates the scarceness of it, and because of the scarceness, now we have value. I don't know who's behind this algorithm. I don't know what's the real true intent. I think the intent that we've been told, or that the mass media and the niche media have been telling us, is that it's just designed to create scarcity, and so we can create value. Who knows really what's it all about? I found this really interesting story about this 23-year-old guy that released a chip that lets you mine 50 bitcoins 50 times faster. Who
See, I
knows?
mean, you have people solving this problem now,
Right.
right?
Exactly. Yeah. People are trying to
It's
solve
great.
this problem. Yeah. Yeah.
It's very interesting. It's an experiment of the internet, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of the power of being able to anonymously launch some software like that too, or just the concept or the algorithm or whatever the function or whatever it was
I think it's
in
a
the
really. I
original
think there's a
paper.
really interesting. A very interesting technology, mainly because it allows anybody to purchase and transact, significant transactions without any way of tracing who it is. Governments don't
Uh,
like this shit. Governments don't like people being able to buy and sell shit without no paper trail or a way of covering their
well,
tracks.
there is actually some transparency to the transactions. Like you can go, I forget the site, but there's a site that shows like every single Bitcoin
Is
transaction
that right?
happening.
From what I
Yeah.
read, I thought the U.S. government didn't like terrorists, for example, getting a hold of this stuff, being able to
Well,
use.
like you said, what's it being used for? Like heroin and drugs and stuff. And of course, they're not going to like any of that stuff, and they can't tax it, so they're going to
Right.
hate it.
Yeah.
But again, I think we're still not quite certain how this is going to all shake out, and I think it's not exactly a completely anonymous like thing. There is going to be some traceability
Really,
to
really, you
it.
don't think it's completely anonymous? I think that was one of the
Uh,
key fundamental building blocks of this whole thing was
no, I don't
anonymity.
think so.
That's from what I read. I could be wrong. If there are some people out there that are intimately familiar with this whole Bitcoin movement, please connect with us. I'd love to
Well,
learn more.
yeah, well, I mean, I guess your wallet, if you can disassociate your personal identity in like America from your Bitcoin wallet, you can be anonymous, but
Mhm.
the transactions from Bitcoin are all going to be public. So like you could look at someone's wallet and probably say how big it is. So,
Okay, well,
there are some things to still be discussed and
I have to tell
uncovered,
you, I
probably.
have to, as with any bleeding edge, cutting edge technology in space, this is one that we'll be closely watching.
Or quickly go to Block Explorer. That's the root one actually that
Block Explorer.
blockexplorer.com is shows some of the transactions going on. So again, I'm not like really intimate with all the block. Sorry, I thought you typed in Block
Block.
Explorer. So, anyways, it shows some of the behind the scenes what's happening
Oh
with
wow,
the Bitcoin.
huh? Very interesting.
Shows the hash, the time,
Yeah.
transactions, total Bitcoin. So I mean, because it's a peer-to-peer network, right?
Okay.
So by nature, some of this has to be public. But
Interesting. So they're able to track the packets or something, and then connect it to the blocks of transactions. So there is some sort of tracing going on. Okay. All right.
So,
Well,
like you said, we will definitely come back to this topic in the future.
yeah. So we're getting really pretty nerdy here, and everybody. All right. So let's move on. Our first startup today is Material World, without the O. Material World, WRLD.com. I when I first saw this site, I was like, oh, okay, some e-commerce site. But there were some really cool user experience mechanisms that they have on this site that I was really
Cool.
excited about. So, like, the first thing that I liked was they got this thing called Closet Roulette. So, for those that are listening to the podcast, we've got a little Material World brand at the top. Below that, Shop My Closet. And then below that, we've got sort of a block that says Closet Roulette. Feeling lucky, give our Closet Roulette a spin and see what you find. So there's a button here that says Go. So I click on it, and I have an avatar here, Black Swan, and when I click on it, I get sort of a sort of like a grid of three boxes, and each one of these boxes has sort of a product in there. We've got a
So
purse,
to the right, you're getting like a designer or person,
right?
like the individual, and then their three selections below it.
That's correct. So they're basically their top three things that they have in their closet. So it's kind of a fun sort of like, let me just click and let me see what else comes up. Let me click and see what else. Instead of scrolling, you're kind of clicking. You get this sort of surprise. You get this sort of like, you get this sort of slot machine thing going on, which is kind of neat. And
Very
you
cool.
get you get like a designer, and you get their three favorite things. So I thought this was really neat.
Very unique.
In terms of a shopping discovery mechanism, I thought this sort of roulette way of navigating a data set, I thought it was very cool.
Yeah, I mean, plus, I'm big on introducing real site content above the fold
Yeah.
on the homepage. I always love when they do that. And, here they're taking it to the max with like the random button
Yeah.
and shuffling it right there so that I'm not jarred or moved around.
And
I love that, as opposed to just saying, hey, give us your email.
right. There's no lead capture. I'm not seeing I'm not seeing a video that they want me to watch. It's all kind of they want me to click and to play around with this sort of
Dive right in.
or dive right in, exactly. So now, when you scroll further down, you get recommended closets. So now here we've got a profile of, I guess, a fashion photographer, street style person, and you can kind of just see this guy's style, and he's got some shoes here and some jeans and shirts and all this kind of stuff. So this is very cool. So basically, this is one of those social shopping sites where you've got sort of these seed style type people that are seeding the content with their sort of favorites. Now when I click on, let's say, Jason, I'm assuming I go to his closet, basically his profile, and I can see what's in his stuff. If I click on, let's say, 100, let's see what happened here. Now I get an image of the hundreds, a shirt, and I can tweet it, pin it, and then what else? That's it, right? I can't really buy it.
Can you click through to buy it, or?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Let's see, favorite the item. So that's it. I can do comments. I can tell us. There's a feedback form. So Jeff, I'm not seeing a buy button. I'm seeing a favoriting, and I see a comment. So this basically is one way. It's like almost like a Pinterest in a way, right?
Yeah, it's another Pinterest.
It's another type of Pinterest site.
It is beautiful looking.
Yeah.
I like the fashion take on it. We've actually seen a lot of fashion Pinterest probably.
Yeah. No, this
because
is very cool.
There's a good match there.
So clearly
I like
this
the
is
design here.
In a way, it's like a social network, just like Pinterest is, where you've got all these people. I can follow them. I could like or friend them. I could see who they're following, and then when I look at one of their images, I can pin it. I can tweet it and like it, and hopefully all these social things that people do will bring traffic back to Material World. So my question to you, Jeff, is where's the money, Jeff? If they're
Yeah, I was waiting to ask you that question. I guess I think we say this with all of the Pinterest sort of clones we've seen, or category I should call it. I think they're working on eyeballs. This is becoming like a curated magazine or of the future, right? So we can kind of like nitpick or say, oh, this might not be for me because it's fashion isn't really my forte. But if you subscribe and you start subscribing to other stylists or fashion designers through the site, or just other individuals with their own style, and you start subscribing to that, that
Right.
can be addictive, right? That can
Well,
be something that you can't walk away from.
Absolutely, it is totally addictive, and people Pinterest has proved the model that people just want these visual sort of browsing mechanisms. So, Jeff, I just clicked on item gallery at the very top.
Okay,
They've got nav
sure,
here,
top
and
center.
now I've got a prices. I've got a
Oh,
shopping.
there's a shop tab, yeah.
Yeah, here we go. And now I'm clicking on, let's say, this Michael Kors bag here, and there's a price here I can buy. So, Jeff, what I'm gathering here is that on, below sort of the seams, below the sort of the bedrock, they've got a shop. They've got a store. So on
Well,
top of that,
how do you take a photo that someone uploads of a dress and put a buy button on it? So it's kind of a hard problem to always attach the buy button, right?
yeah, yeah. So what I'm gathering here, Jeff, is maybe like this person Bella Lab. She can like things. She has a closet, but she can also she also has a shopping interface. So I have an admirer and I've got a
Yeah.
shop. I'm
So what I'm saying is, I think the technical difficulty is attaching this web page to the shopping page.
okay.
Like,
I
how,
s-
where does that buy button go? How do you get the user who uploaded this purse to attach it to the website where you can purchase it?
Wait, I don't follow.
So the,
Are you talking about the early interface where we were just browsing the different styles and how we can connect the
no, sorry. Let's say Bella B,
okay,
1989,
right.
uploaded this photo of a purse,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That is Michael Kors' large gold handbag.
right.
Well, how does Material World put a buy button on that?
That's a good question. So you're saying,
Technically speaking, how are they going to put a buy button on that?
oh, you're
That's
saying,
like, that's like putting a buy button on everything on the TV. It
right,
sounds like a great idea,
right,
but
right.
it's really, really hard to do.
Got you. So
So
you're
because she
saying
took
you're
these
saying
photos.
community basically community uploaded content being able to buy even though she's not a representative of Michael Kors. This is just a bag that she happens to own. Is that what you just said? Is that what you're trying to
Yeah,
say?
go ahead and click on the buy button. Where's it going to take you? How does Material? Oh, we'll see. You have to sign. So yeah, I mean, in other words, they're going to have some relationship to have these buy buttons and the affiliate and the
Yeah.
set up. They
Yeah.
can't just take every pin and turn that magically into a buy button.
Right. Yeah.
Not every GIF or not every photo I take with my iPhone is going to have a buy button, right?
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Right. No, I think
So there's
they
a lot of curation involved here.
yeah, no, I'm telling you, I think from what I'm gathering here, Jeff, is I think they seeded the content with a lot of sort of like non-purchasable content, just images of cool styles. People are just looking at what's hot and they're uploading all this cool stuff, right? And then maybe below or as a side panel they can promote stuff that they're actually selling. So I'm not exactly sure how if they've got relationships with all these vendors, but here's one that's sold. Yeah, I don't know. It's actually I am actually curious as to how they weave in the actual sellable content with
Right.
editorial, but or community-driven editorial. But it's a very interesting play. This whole social editorial shopping type stuff is looks like there's a lot of gray boundaries here. I'm not sure exactly
Yeah, and
what's.
it's kind of interesting too. I mean, we're thinking about it from a business perspective, but it might be also helpful if the consumers understood what the buy buttons were linked to.
Yeah.
Are they products with like any affiliate, or is it only people that they work with? Is it limited
I'm
supply that said sold out, or
I'm
like,
I'm assuming that
how is that?
I'm assuming that here we go, Zara. I'm assuming that they probably have a bunch of these people, even though they upload editorial content, they're also uploading things that they maybe have in their own stores. Like this person runs a vintage shop on Etsy, so she's probably
Mm.
putting up her stuff that's on Etsy as well. So yeah,
So this is a marketplace,
so
you're
it's a
saying,
marketplace
of their
and a
own
yeah
individual, okay,
yeah. So
unique, original
exactly.
fashion.
That's what I was trying to get at earlier. Is that I think they have a marketplace plus the social discovery image sharing thing going on. So I don't exactly know how they blend the two, but it
Right.
is a very interesting experiment. I wish these guys well. It's beautifully designed. From a design, I give them a 4. Originality, probably 3. Survival 3 and marketing 3. I like the fact that they've got a shop, they've got e-commerce, and if they can drive the eyeballs with the editorial, the social editorial thing that they've got going, they could probably sell some product. So
Yeah, definitely. I'm just a little bit confused, I guess, about what's coming from where, but it certainly is a beautiful magazine type interface, especially if that's the content. If you're a fashionista and you subscribe to that.
So here so next up is alive.do. I went ahead and connected my Facebook earlier, just a few minutes ago,
Oh, I was
to
hoping
this.
you would show the first page of that,
No, here we go. Here's the first page. So I went ahead and connected via
or
Facebook.
probably should have started with the splash page.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've already signed in, so yeah, let me. So here's their splash page. We can kind of see it a little bit here. Basically, they've got a graphic on the left where you've got more adventure, more travel, more sports, more learning. Sign up now. It's 100% free, and they've got a big sign up with Facebook. I went ahead and did that. Typically, I don't do that, but Jeff convinced me it was a worthwhile endeavor to check it out, so I went ahead and did that. And the first screen that you get to once you sign up with via Facebook is you get this. Now, what if I? To be honest, I would have preferred to have saw some more sort of. I would have preferred to have seen examples of this before I signed up,
Hmm.
and screenshots, but they didn't show that. And since Jeff convinced me, I went ahead and signed up. Typically, I don't think I would have done that. I would have preferred to have saw more of the UX, more of the user interface, and more of the reasons for signing up. So that's just my humble opinion on the matter.
Yeah,
Jeff?
but let's say the viral loop is just exactly how that worked. You know, someone told me that I had to try it, so I did, and then I had told you that you had to try it, so
Okay,
you
all right,
did. Yeah.
fair enough,
Um,
Jeff. Okay, so then my next question to you, Jeff, is why did you were you sent this to from somebody that you know, or did you actually just signed up when you first
no,
saw this?
I think this is a really interesting space. I think a lot of people are kind of playing with this on mobile apps, and I think I don't know. It's just an interesting consumer social. Uh, I don't know how much mobile stuff they have in here, but there's a lot of people kind of playing with
I
this
know it's an
sort of
interesting space,
thing
Jeff,
on
but
the web.
you're not answering my question. When you first saw that splash page,
Oh, right.
what convinced you to Facebook Connect? I mean, was there enough information on that page to convince you?
Like I said, I have an affinity for the concept. I kind of understood, so it helps you achieve any goal, right? And so like you see on here, learn to play guitar or something. Like I
Okay.
think that people extending themselves, learning new things, achieving goals, setting goals at all is a worthwhile task, right? Like
Oh,
Life
absolutely.
Hacker and kind of a lot of these other things. So I thought it was interesting enough that I wanted to give it a shot because I've tried some other apps and I just think it's an interesting space.
Okay, well,
So
this
there wasn't a ton on the homepage, but it was only a one click with Facebook.
got you. So
So there was a big intimidating form, but I did notice the Facebook link and went ahead and
all right.
used
So
that.
luckily, their call to action was pretty big. It's fairly painless to connect with Facebook, so that obviously helped. I probably wouldn't have signed up, but since the viral loop worked, here we are. So the first thing we get is we get a Pinterest type layout where it's just a grid of sort of activities and things that we could be doing, and as you hover over, you've got a do or a done button. And I assume, let's say I want to learn how to play guitar, so I click on the do, and now I get a sort of modal panel that says challenge, learn to play the guitar. Then it says who can see this, and we've got motivation users on Alive can see this and boost you, or I can try on my own. Oh, that's cool. And if I click
So
um,
do the top one.
motivation, I can actually type in. Let's say if I type in my brother. Okay, my brother's not showing up. So now they're not pulling my Facebook feed from here. They're just pulling people that are on their network.
Hmm.
Okay, I think this would be interesting if they pulled people off of Facebook. If I can
Right,
say
because that would be the viral loop.
yeah, if I can say that would be a great viral loop because if I can say I want
Hmm.
my brother to see this and also
So
boost me.
yeah, so go ahead and put in Jeff Pelton.
Okay. There you are. All right. And I say, okay, why do you want to do this? Uh, because chicks like guitar
For
players.
the chicks, man.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and accept this challenge. And now I can share it on Facebook. That's cool. So that might help with the viral loop. And I continue browsing challenges. Now, do I get a page where I can see sort of what I've signed up for? All right, so here's my profile. There I am. Looks like there's a level here, and let's see, currently not on a step streak. Okay, I don't know what that means, but maybe there are multiple steps to everything, and it'll give you a streak if you're on a streak or not. I think whenever you sign up, everybody gets put into the challenge of take the first steps on Alive. So that's an interesting way of getting people engaged with the site right away. There's a whole bunch of people on the site that can either accept or took steps to accept a challenge, and you can kind of see the people that are on the site and the community. There's a lot of sort of blank avatars, and one of the issues I have with blank avatars is if you don't have multiple blank avatars, it starts to look really empty. So they should have had like 20 or 30 variation of blank avatars.
Right. Pick random ones, yeah.
And so that it would just pick random ones to give the page variation. So they fucked up there. But
overall, I think the page is really beautiful, though. Like simple to navigate, easy to use stuff. The search at the top right made it easy for me to find you. I don't know. So far, I think that in the gamification and the badges seem to lead you real simply into the next thing that you need to do. The next steps. Is what it says.
In my opinion, I think there's a lot of information on this page. I probably would have laid this out a little bit better and blocked things out. There's a lot of information to absorb here. I think for me, the most important thing that it should be showing is my next steps, not everybody's current progress. I probably would have highlighted this a little bit more. They're spending a lot of energy and space on this sort of banner and all this stuff, the weekly stats.
Well, this page is pretty dense. Look at the top. Go ahead and click on next steps next to challenges.
Okay.
There's a whole page just for your next step.
This is a lot better. Yeah. This is a lot better. It's a lot more cleaner.
The previous page was a little bit more of a community page. This is more focused on you.
Okay. So we've got this kind of level 1 boost friends or unlock badges. Yeah, they've got a tremendous amount of gamification going on here. Don't get me wrong, Jeff. I love this stuff. I think they've got a great start here. I'd love to see them refining the interface and making it more cleaner. It's right now it's a little bit repetitive and a little bit overwhelming. I've got challenges, next steps. I've got this explore. I think it would have been better if they would have curated this a little bit more for me instead of throwing a lot at me. But there is a lot to click on and a lot to try, a lot to do. So,
yeah, I mean, it's starting to come together for me. It looks like it makes sense if you click around the tabs. I think it starts to kind of get in a circle.
So apparently I can boost other people. I don't know who Scott Harrison is. Why would I want to boost him, right? So, these are people I have no relationship with.
Because he's trying to learn how div tags work, man. That should be, your brother right there.
Okay, so that's a very good point, Jeff. I'm glad
Learn
you're actually...
CSS. That's
I'm
right
glad
up your alley. So
no, we've got some good pushback here. So Jeff's saying, hey, Amul, don't be a dick. Why don't you go ahead and give him a boost? But Jeff, if you notice, there are fucking 50 boost buttons here, right? Am I going to click on every one here?
No, why would the guy that's learning CSS because we like CSS.
Okay, so I
don't know.
I think Jeff needs to think about what's going on here. As a new user, do you want to overwhelm a new user with a bunch of shit to do? Maybe
too many call to actions here.
Yeah, I just think there's way too many buttons here, and I don't know who these people are. I think what they should have done is they probably should have maybe limited this to maybe the top 7, and if I can see a bunch of people are boosting
So go ahead and click on your notifications. I boosted you from my end. I'm curious to see what
if I saw a whole bunch of people boosting this guy and then I wanted to pile on, maybe then I would feel compelled. But honestly, giving me 20 boost buttons here.
Click your notifications at the top.
I'm not feeling that. But okay, let's go ahead.
You have 3 notifications. So there you go. I mean, that's what happens, I guess, when someone gives you a boost.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's an interesting idea. We'll have to, I'll see if I get any emails or follow up with it.
All right.
I love people trying to learn new things and, learn to play guitar, learn CSS. All of these things are great. And any way that you can get the community to rally around each other to do that, I think is good. Maybe a little bit sloppy with the UI or a little aggressive with too many call to action buttons, but I think that's sort of the currency of their website is like people kind of encouraging each other. Like what is it on Facebook is just a like button, right? It's really nothing more than that. So maybe they need to brand it a little better, but
I completely agree with Jeff. I think the broad strokes that they've got here are really great. I think now what they need to do is they need to really refine and find and remove things, and to become better at and create a minimal interface, and finding better ways of designing, designing boosts and designing, I don't know, all these other sort of things that they've got going on here. It's a very cool idea. I think it's still a little early for them, but I could see these guys getting better at what motivates people to click on things. I can tell you this: I'm not motivated on clicking 50 boost buttons for somebody I don't even know. So
50.
maybe,
I don't know why you feel compelled to click all 50 of them.
you know what? You're right. I don't feel compelled to click all 50. I
No,
think maybe.
why do you feel compelled to click on all 50 and not just one of them?
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good
Like
point.
you keep saying like you feel like you have to hit them all, like you can't just push one.
Right. You're absolutely right. So I think maybe my main issue with it is that it feels very overwhelming. Yeah. I think showing this guy's all the different things that he's wanting to do, and then me picking one out of the 20 is too much for me, especially for somebody that I really have no relationship with. That's my point. So here we go. So, we've got Heather Black. She wants to give Henry vitamins. Like, this information has no relevance to me. Zero relevance.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Maria Fricker wants to read 30 minutes a day. Well, great. Awesome for Maria. I don't give a shit.
But you're saying there's nothing in here then that, I mean, you don't care about the whatever, man.
Yeah, call me
I
an
mean,
asshole, Jeff.
I think there's things on here like the CSS and the guitar or whatever that would be up your alley. I guess they shouldn't be inundating you with the stuff that is not interesting to you, but I think you're kind of dipping in the news feed and exploring. Maybe this should be under the Explore tab, but
You know what? That's a very good point Jeff brings up.
I think their whole currency though is trying to get people to like motivate each other to do these things. So that's why those big buttons are everywhere.
Yeah, Jeff's bringing up a very good point, and we're covering this way too much, but the point he brings up is that, hey, Amul, you are inherently into CSS, so you should be encouraging people that are learning CSS, and that's true. So there is some relevance there because I'm interested in that topic. But because of the way they're presenting that relevance and the amount of information they're presenting it, I'm not very compelled to click on any button, to be honest. But that's cool. I wish these guys luck. There is one person down here that I would be compelled to help, and that's Jeff. So I noticed Jeff did something for me, and I noticed he was on there somewhere. I would probably click on Jeff here if I can find him. I can't find him anymore. Okay, this is an infinite scroll, so of course I'm never going to find him. Yeah, I love, this is a great space. Don't get me wrong. I think this whole helping people out, each other out to gamify encouragement and motivation and learning and new activities or overcoming struggles is a very cool idea. But I think it just needs more refinement. So, all right. So with that, I think that ends our show, Jeff. If there's anything else you'd like to add.
No, I think that's all. Everyone should go to our website, smokingHotCoffee.com, and go hit the subscribe button at the top and find your favorite way to subscribe.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and rate it. I'm going to give him a 3 for design, originality, 2 for marketing, survival. I'd love to see some more big brands come on board, or some sort of tech press. Maybe even some niche press. Maybe they can go out to people that teach guitar and have them maybe have a course, and then connect teachers to students that are taking the course at the same time, so they can encourage each other. That I could see working really well here. So I don't know, reach out to e-course providers. All right, and so again, thanks for watching, everybody. Please tell your friends and family about our show. We really count on your support and your feedback. Yeah, Jeff, and if there's anything else you'd like to add?
No, thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you online.
And so here are the subscribe buttons. There we go, subscribe. And we just added these 2 little hovers for about and contact. If you have anything you want to add and you don't want to attach your name to it, you can email us anonymously. Here you go. Feel free to do that. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you next time.